What's going on, everybody? Doc from Average Gamer Guys, back yet again. This time bringing you a little bit of 1v1 Blitz tips. Now, this is something I've been kind of wanting to do. I've been playing a little bit more 1v1. We're going to jump into the match right here. Pre-recorded because I wanted to show you guys just a few specific things, a little bit shorter of a video. I found Blitz 1v1s to be some of the faster games as far as the entirety of the multiplayer. I use it a lot personally to knock out really a lot of my daily and weekly challenges, just when sloth isn't on or I just need to have some time to get in a couple games. Apologize for a little bit of background noise. We're getting some pretty good rain and thunderstorms right now. But Blitz 1v1 to me is probably one of the easier modes to jump into and one of the tougher modes to master for this game. Obviously the standard kind of Blitz setup is what this game mode is obviously going to be. I'm picking Atrax here, one, because he's kind of a personal favorite. I like his deck setup for myself, especially in 1v1s. He has a nice top end for me, but also I'm just a huge fan of Atrax's Chosen. I think that's probably one of the better heroes, and I really like the range. So we're jumping into this game. And again, I'm just going to try to go over a few tips, the things that have kind of made me successful. The biggest thing I found in 1v1, again, we've talked about it in a few other videos, but the ability to win that initial fight, you can definitely give up quite a bit of ground in 1v1, but if you get kind of far behind to start the game, it's pretty tough to recover. Energy collection is absolutely vital, and the ability to actually go after the energy, especially in the early game, really helps you outpace a lot faster than in a 2v2 or 3v3 setup, because it's just you're just calling in units. And then I am a big fan of Atrax here too, because I believe you need to have a pretty good size starting army. So what you're going to see me do here initially, I always attempt to split the army and go for 2 points at once. So I'm going to send these units. This is a little bit of a bad selection here. I'm going to kind of just split these two. I'm going to take a quick look to see what he's got. He's running the Ghosts with the Shipmaster, which Shipmaster, he can be a pretty formidable opponent, especially with the Honor Guard. He's got a lot of units that are cloaked. But right here, you're going to see I push A. I instantly see that he's not grabbing energy. That's the first thing I look for. If this guy prioritizes the energy, that's, obviously it's going to be, he kind of knows what he's doing. I won't necessarily say that this guy doesn't, but it does show me that he's not making it a priority up front. He's trying to grab the 2 early points, which that's totally fine. What he doesn't realize is this Ghost don't stand a chance against my Ironclad Hunters. And they absolutely just do a tear-up job. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to focus on, he seems like he's calling in a lot of vehicles. I'm just going to purely focus on grabbing the energy. I've got A and B at this point, so I don't have much to worry about. And I know my Hunters are just going to do an absolute beast of a job. And here a single set of grunts ends up knocking down this point, or that energy for me. So I've now collected the first 3 energy on the map, and I know I'm so far ahead that him calling in this Blisterback at 120, that's probably about all he had. I'm going to kind of just move these units back. I'm going to try to keep the Ironclad Hunters alive, but I've got another 2 sets of Hunters right here, and I'm just going to kind of go smash. And at this point, this is where, again, I've won the initial small fight. Again, he called that Blisterback in, probably wasn't the best idea, just because, especially where it was, he could have called it in his base and flew it in and dropped it, but because he called it in and it was setting up like it was, it turned out that it was under battle fatigue. So then my Hunter got an easy quick shot on it, and that was kind of all it did. Now at this point, I'd kind of make the same mistake. I really didn't think the Locust was going to be able to range in and hit this, but this actually kind of works out in my favor a little bit, because the Ironclad Hunters are actually going to move up and just kind of soak in some of the damage, which is why I really like that guard ability. But at this point, again, I'm noticing that he's only calling in 1 or 2 units. I know I have the army advantage. My Blisterback's going to do some nice work here for the most part. The Bloodfield Locust, I still 100% feel like is really good. probably a little overpowered. Here I get a little bit of a cheeky move, but what ends up doing is just being a fantastic shot for me. So I get a great blast there. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to try to move this over. And at this point, I'm just defending, but I don't have much that I need to worry about defending against. Having a locust up is just as good as having that blisterback on that corner. And at this point, I just know I'm out energying this guy so much that I just know I'm going to have the advantage. So again, the quick tips up front: try to win the initial fight. If you can take out somebody's initial army, like wholeheartedly take out their initial army and make it so that you know, they only have 1 or 2 units left that they're fighting from, and then they're trying to spawn everything in on their base. You don't even need to grab the 3rd point, but obviously at that point you can. And then just work your energy pickup. Again, I can't stress how it's obviously important in any Blitz match, but it is exceptionally important in 1v1s because you don't have a partner to rely on you to maybe make some good counter units to then maybe go and snag up a point to kind of slow the clock down. At this point, I have all 3 points. I don't even have anybody sitting on A, and I don't even need to worry about it. I've got units spread over almost every single one of the energy drops at this point, and I'm calling in an Atriox Chosen. I considered moving him over to just fight on A, but at this point I might as well just play the defense because I'm going to win the game here in, I don't know, 30 seconds, not even. So again, very quick Blitz tips, very quick Blitz game. But I just want to highlight again, try to win that initial fight. Be smart with cycling your cards and finding the right counter units. So if you're not, you know, scope that initial army. If you don't have anything good to go up against it, do a couple cycles and try to get to something. And then use your initial army while kind of defending your point to also kind of go on the attack. Boom, we win. Not a tough battle at all there. No offense to the guy I was playing, but and then just watch what the guy, you know, what your opponent is doing. Again, here, he didn't collect a single energy core. I collected all 18. So that right there, and when he bypassed the first one, that right there just told me that I'm going to be able to take the advantage, take the initiative, get that energy. Even if I would have lost that first fight, I still would have probably been able to make a really good rally, just out energy grabbing. And then just kind of be proactive and just split your units up. Honestly, if you can fight for a few different points at the same time, more likely than not you'll be able to get a little bit better of a defense setup and be able to take the game. Just scrolling through some stats again, can't highlight enough energy collection. So that was just a quick video. Just want to throw out some Blitz tips for you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Please make sure you do subscribe. We got a lot of other multiplayer stuff coming up for the game, so just make sure you're staying in tune with the channel. Subscribe, follow us on Twitter, and as always, if this was helpful or if you've got any other really good 1v1 Blitz tips, drop them down in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys and kind of talk about the game and the different strategies. So yeah, love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Doc with Average Gamer Guys. We'll check you next time.